Jasmine, you don't have to do the scribbling part, please. I'll do that. So thank you so much, Jasmine. Please don't do the scribbling part. If you can just, clear all the drawings, or I'll do that. Thank you. Good evening, Muskan. How are you today? I'm great. Thank you so much. As usual, always good to go. That's completely fine, Jasmine. That's completely fine. Don't worry. There's a form given. I've actually sent the form today earlier. That is the Google form. And in case if anyone, you have any doubts related to the live sessions or going for the demo sessions, anything that you feel, you can, fill up this form. Oh, so sorry. You can fill up this form. I've already sent. Yes, this is there to everyone. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to IELTSmaterial.com and welcome to the free 30 days batch. Today is day 8. Good evening, Dilpreet. And we are going to do the first part of completion task. I know you all would be, remembering what is completion task and the different types of completion task as well. In short, the fill in the blanks. Yes, good evening, Ravinder. So the one who are already attending regularly, can you please tell me what different types of completion tasks do we have in listening module? In the listening module, what are the different completion tasks that we have in the listening module? Table, sentence, flow chart, diagram, okay. And any other task? Any other completion task? Only table, sentence, flow chart, and diagram? Fill-ups, these are called as fill-ups. These are called as fill in the blanks. We're doing this questionnaire to, we're just waiting for a few more participants to join and we'll start after that. But before that, it's just a quick recap that you can give me how many different types of completion task, or I would say how many different types of question task we have in fill in the blanks or completion task. It's table, sentence, flowchart, diagram, then form completion, summary completion, answer short questions. You missed 3. There are almost 7. MCQs doesn't come in completion task, Jasmine. MCQs doesn't come in completion task. Completion task is fill in the blanks. The question with the blank, fill in the blanks. Summary, yes. Answer short questions. Right? Okay. So let's start today's session. And let me introduce myself first. Hello, everyone. My name is Gesha, and I am a senior IELTS trainer with IELTSmaterial.com. Welcoming you to the platform. IELTSmaterial.com where this is a free batch, free webinar related to all the modules. We started this by, we started this 7 days ago, and it is the 8th day today. I know many are repeaters, the participants, those who started with me, and there are many new as well. So welcoming you all. And let's start today's session. Today's session is related to completion task. Okay. Now, again, before I start the session, I would just like to tell you that in case if you are facing any problem related to the screen that is on the right hand side, you would be able to see different names as your video is not on. It is not turned on from my side. So in case if you are facing a difficulty, then just above the first video, you have 4 options. Just select the first option and just, minimize the tab so that you can, you can go through the whole screen of the presentation and you can make sure that you're not missing out any content, right? So please do that by yourself. From your side, you can do it from your mobile phone or you can do it from your laptop as well. It is just to minimize, and to minimize this completely, to minimize the complete tab, there's a small option that is the first option which has only one dash, a hyphen kind of symbol. So if you just click on that, all the video tab, that is a complete video tab, will just shrink and you will have only one part and that's it. So you would be able to see the complete screen properly. Clear? Now, hello everyone. So now I guess greetings is enough. Today we are going to do the completion task, and completion task is the task which covers almost 65% of the listening module, because it has many different types and it's not just one question category. It has many different categories, and related to these categories, the complete listening module is covered by, that is 65% of listening module questions are covered by completion task. There are 7 types of completion tasks. Today we'll be doing a few and the rest tomorrow. So today we are going to cover summary completion. We are going to cover sentence completion, as well as we would be going through short answer questions. Okay. Now, the main factor that you have to keep in mind here is reading the instructions carefully, because these are fill in the blanks, or I would say fill the gaps, where reading the instruction is very important. If you do not read the instruction properly, you will not be able to analyze how many words or how many numbers you need to write, and you will not be able to match it according to the instruction as well. So whatever it is, please make sure you read the instructions very correctly. Next, let's move on to the strategies of today's question task. If I take the strategies of completion task, then these are the strategies which would be followed for all the types of questions, right? Whether it is table completion or it is note completion, any type of completion task will follow these 10 strategies, or I would say these 10 steps. The first one is read the questions properly. When you get some time to read the questions, you should utilize complete time in marking the keywords, as well as just highlighting the keywords where you should know where your talk is actually proceeding, or where you're standing, or which answer you need to find. And majority of the times in the completion task, it is very important to mark the keywords right and left part of the blank. Right and left part of the blank will actually give you the correct answer, right? So sticking to those parts is imperative. Next is pay attention to the words before and after the gap. That is what I said. Try to predict before you listen to the audio. Now here, I would repeat again, do not assume your answer or do not finalize your answer. You should actually predict your answer. You should just make sure that what type of grammatical structure would be there in the blank. So is it going to be a noun, or is it going to be a verb, a place, a location, date, number? So you need to predict the answer in this way as well. what actually you would place there in the blank related to grammatical structure is also important. Next is listen for specific information. Now, this is called as scanning in listening. You are not going to listen. Yes, of course, you would listen to each and every part, but you would become more attentive when you come to your keywords. And then you try to listen to the specific information wherein you should be able to give the correct answer with correct spelling as well. Write the exact words or phrases or numbers again. And an important thing to be noticed: if you exceed the number of words that is already given in the instruction, your answer will be wrong. There is no negative marking, but why to take a risk, right? Next is always check the word limit. As I said, always follow the instructions before you write the answer. Check the answer twice, because you are going to check the spellings as well. You will not find the answer spellings anywhere. So you have to be very sure about the spellings. So work on spellings. Whenever you find time, please work on spellings and make sure that you are writing the correct spellings. Next is do not leave any space blank. This especially goes to the question types like multiple choice questions, or it is just writing the correct letter. Just make sure that you are not leaving any space blank. You can write any letter. In case if you're not confident about it, you missed out something, but just write the answer. As I said, there is no negative marking, and hence you will not be losing anything, but at least might be you may get a correct answer as well. In short, listen, read, and then answer. Okay, you need to listen, read the questions all together, and then answer the questions. I hope this is clear. Now, let me just take you to the next part. So today we are going to do the first thing, that is sentence completion. I have a message in the chat box. Let me just go through that. What can we do if we miss the word answer? Nothing can be done. You can only recall, and you cannot do anything else. And that is why I always request you to be very much focused with listening module. Please do that. In case if you lose your attention, if you're not determined, you will definitely come and stand somewhere around at 5.5. You will not be able to score more than that. So apart from the strategies that you're learning, train your mind to be very much attentive for this 30 minutes. Okay. And if you miss the word answer, and in case if you are able to recall, well and good. If you're not able to recall, then definitely you will not be able to write that answer. You will not get anything, because recalling is very difficult. It is not at all possible. The talk is a stretched one, a prolonged one. How would you recall everything? So that's not possible. So you can do one practice can be done is note making. You can just make notes, listen to the words, and if you feel that this particular word is different, can be the answer, or anything that is, you feel that the answers can be from these. So just start making notes, okay, of the important vocabularies. Start making notes of the important vocabularies. Okay, this may help you in recalling the word answer. Now, I am facing difficult in reading task. How can I improve it? I'm really very sorry, Ravinder. You missed out our sessions, and those were related to reading. But what you can do is, don't lose hope. You can just fill up the form that I have mentioned it just when we started the session. I will send that form again. You can take up a free demo session, specially related to reading module. Make sure that you register for the demo session, take the class with the expert trainer, and there you can ask as many questions as you want, because at that point you would be, attending a one-on-one session. Clear? A one-on-one session with the expert trainers, and you would be able to get the answers wherever you're facing difficulty related to reading module. You can do that. And I guess that would be the best option, because there you would be allowed to speak, and here you're not allowed to speak, right? And that too, this is one to many, and that is one-on-one. So you will be able to get your answer. So don't worry, you can definitely go for a demo session. I hope this is clear. Now, as I said, thank you so much. Welcome. So as I said, today we are going to do the first task, that is sentence completion. And let's move on to the questions. So here the question is, the questions are from 35 to 40. And the instruction, I'm closing the chat box for some time. The instructions are no more than 3 words. So you're not going to write any number here. You're going to write only 1 word, 2 words, or 3 words. So make sure you're listening to the keywords. Let's mark the keywords. I'll make you understand the strategy of how to mark the keywords. Okay, let's mark the keywords. So if I take the first one, then I guess the keyword is, if I take the first one, then the dentist uses a. What does a dentist use? What? They may be talking about an instrument, an equipment. So focus on that particular part. Okay. The dentist uses a. I'm just giving you the question, what? Focus on that. To inject. Okay. There's another keyword which is telling you that this is an equipment or this is an instrument which would be used to inject. So inject, I would say, we can predict the answer saying that it can be a syringe, it can be a pen with the cartridge, that is the medicine cartridge or liquid cartridge. So you can talk about a pen syringe. You can talk about you can talk about a syringe, a normal syringe. So the point is here they are talking about what would a dentist use to inject. Okay, and that too composite resin filling into a cavity. Now what is composite resin filling is, actually we add some amount of cement which is called as composite resin. We don't call it as cement in terms of medical, we call it as composite resin. Okay, but in normal language, when we are talking to the dentist, actually, then we call it as cement. Okay. Now let's take the second one, that is 36. In photopolymerization. So here they are talking about a process. They are talking about a method. The name of the method is photopolymerization. Dash is used to cure the layers of resin. What is used? Here also the focus will be on what. Okay, so might be they are talking about another method, or they are talking about an equipment again, which will be used specially when we are doing the process of photopolymerization, right? Next is the metals. Silver. Okay, now this is what is the thing which you should focus on. They are talking about metals. When they talk about metals, then they are going to talk about more number of metals. So one they have already given. They have given silver. There can be 2 more. There can be 1 more. You need to find which 2 or which 1 or which 4 more are to be written here, because you have the instruction saying that no more than 3 words. Okay. So if you have 3, if you still have to give 3 names of the metals, then give the answer with the help of a comma. But if in case you have to write 2 metals, 2 more metals, then you can write in 3 words, that is the 2 metals and using the and in between. Okay, so that is 3 words, doesn't matter, that's completely fine. And if you have to use only 1, already a comma is given. Don't use and here. Already a comma is given, so do not use and here. You can just write the name of the metal here, that's it. Still, it will be considered as plural because one metal is silver and the other metal is another name of the metal are used. Okay, are used. So definitely here you would be writing the name of 1 metal, 2 metals, or you can go for 3 metals as well. Next is the composite resin fillings don't need angles and bevels carved because they use a dash instead. So instead of using angles and bevels, what are they using? So again, use what, right? So again, they would be talking about another equipment, or I would say some other parts which would help the teeth to fix inside, sorry, the tooth to fix inside. And what is the other thing that can be used instead of angles and bevels? Okay. Next is amalgam completely hardens after dash. Okay. Now, completely hardens after. So the point is, when you want something to harden or when you want to mold something, you depend on the temperature and time. Okay, you depend on the temperature and time. When you want to harden something or when you want to mold something, you depend on temperature and time. So here, if I have to talk about temperature, I won't be able to give that because somewhere I need to write in the number. Again, there are a few universal methods of writing the number, that is temperature, time, date, year. These are universal ways of writing the number. You can use it even if you do not have the instruction and or a number. Even if you do not have the instruction and or a number. Okay, so I guess you can definitely use this particular strategy. Then here, as I said, either it will be temperature or it will be time. But in case if it is temperature, they would not say after. Are you getting my point? If a temperature has to be written, after will not be used, it will be written at. Okay, at 34 degrees Celsius, at 40 degrees Celsius, or at 68 degrees Celsius. So we need the preposition at. I cannot use after. So if I have to consider after, then definitely here time will come. So see, this is the strategical way to predict the answer. I'm not assuming the answer, I'm predicting the answer according to the grammatical aspect. Next is the last one, dash fillings cost the least and last longer. What type of fillings would cost least? That is, which are not that expensive and they would last longer. They would last longer. So they can use different synonyms saying that it may cost the least, that is they can be inexpensive, or they may be cheap, they may be less expensive, and then they may last longer. So the time, I would say the effective time is longer, right? So focus on these focus on these underlined keywords and then find the answer. It would become easy for you to get the answer and you can write it very quickly. And one more thing, in case if you are going to attend the paper-based exam, you will be allowed to write the answers first in the question paper, and then you will get some time to transfer the answers. So when you are transferring the answers, just make sure that you are writing the answer exactly on the correct box. That is, if it is related to question number 35, then you write the answer for question number 35. Don't miss out or don't change the sequence. Again, you may get your answers as wrong. Okay. Now, let me just take you to the practicing part. Yes. Okay, let me just take you to the practicing part. And I have two questions here. Tooth is singular and teeth is plural. Yes, exactly. So the difference between the tooth and teeth is singular and teeth is plural. In the similar way, we have foot, F-O-O-T, foot. We're talking about one foot. And if I take feet, then it is double or more than one. Okay. Now, I'm going to play the audio. You have 30 seconds still to go through the questions, and then I would play the audio. So please focus on this 30 seconds. Your time has already started. And please give the answers when I instruct you to do so. Do not give the answers before. And also give the answers with the help of a comma. not giving the answers one and then after, you're giving the first one and then the second one and then the third one. Don't do that. Give the answers with the help of a comma. That's completely fine. Okay. Let me just start the video, start the audio, and listen to the audio carefully and then give the answers.
A composite resin filling is injected into the prepared cavity in a paste form with a pump syringe that allows the dentist to fill the cavity in layers of the resin. Each layer is hardened separately by curing it with ultraviolet light in a process called photopolymerization. This means the paste can mold exactly to the shape of the cavity. After the final layer, the dentist then shapes the surface to match the natural occlusal surface of the tooth. Amalgam is used to fill the teeth in a similar way. Silver amalgam is a combination of silver, tin, and mercury, and is mixed in a machine in the surgery before being inserted. Remember, the composite resin arrives already mixed in a pump syringe. With an amalgam filling, the dentist needs to remove more of the tooth to create retention grooves. This means carving certain angles and bevels into the teeth so that the filling locks into the structure of the tooth, a bit like a jigsaw. In this way, it is less likely to fall out. This is not necessary with composite resin, as it uses a chemical bonding process rather than relying on more mechanical retention. The amalgam is packed tightly into the cavity and then molded and carved to fit the shape of the tooth surface. It takes about 24 hours to harden completely, so the patient needs to avoid chewing in that time. The important thing for both processes is that all the decaying tooth matter is completely removed before the tooth is filled, or the decay may return under the filling and might result in the loss of the tooth. The choice of whether to have composite resin or amalgam fillings can be decided upon the balance of a number of factors. Composite resin fillings are more aesthetically pleasing, as they are the same color as the teeth, and their insertion means that less tooth matter needs to be removed, so the teeth are less compromised in terms of strength and durability. Also, composite resin does not contain mercury, which is of concern to many patients. Amalgam fillings, however, are less expensive and more durable.
Okay, so what are the answers? Now I am, turning on the chat box, and if you can give the answers, please. Please give the answers in the chat box. Pump, syringe, ultraviolet light, tin and mercury. They discussed about two things, tin and mercury, chemical bonding, 24 hours, and amalgam. So two answers are wrong, Muskan, and that is just because of a minor difference. And I'll let you know about that. Just give me some time. I need the answers from the other students as well. If I can have the answers from the other students, yes. Pump, syringe. Syringe spelling is wrong, Prabjot. Ultraviolet light, again ultraviolet. Okay, tin and mercury, chemical bonding, molded and carved. Already molded and carved is given in the answer. What is the meaning of hardened? The meaning of hardened is molded and carved. Okay, composite raising is the wrong answer. Okay, Jasmeet, your answers are pump, syringe, ultraviolet light, tin and mercury, chemical bonding process, 24 hours and amalgam. Perfect. Ria has answered pump syringe, ultraviolet light, tin and mercury, chemical bonding, 24 hours, amalgams. Amalgam is actually the amount of the clay. I would say clay kind of thing. So there is no S here. It is already a plural word. So amalgam, it is always in a, what we say, I would say it is always in some amount. Okay. So as we cannot take sugars, so that is why sugar, right? Okay. So here the correct answers are, yes. So the correct answers are pump, syringe, and the correct spelling is syringe. So this is again called as, you need to know the correct spellings as well. Many of you have written the wrong spellings. Again, if the pronunciation is also correct, but still with the wrong spelling, it will go wrong. Okay. Next is 36 is ultraviolet light. Next one is tin and mercury. 38 is chemical bonding process. They said very clearly, rather than going to the, they use a chemical bonding process rather than going to, change the angles and the bevels, carving it according to the teeth. They would prefer chemical bonding process. So this is what they said very clearly. And then here amalgam completely hardens, molded and properly matched according to the size of the tooth, and it takes 24 hours to get into the process. So this is what they said. And then the last one is they were describing about two fillings, composite raising fillings. It looks attractive because it matches the color of our teeth, but it is expensive and it may not last long. Okay. But when they came to amalgam fillings, they said very clearly, amalgam fillings are the one which last longer. They are more durable. They said that they are more durable. That means last longer, and they are inexpensive, or they are less expensive. Okay, so this is the way that they described according to the synonyms. Paraphrasing. Okay, now I guess this is very much clear. Any questions related to this? Any questions related to this, please? Amalgam or amalgams? As I said, it is amalgam. Amalgam, that is an amount. That is an amount. So if you take amount of something, you don't have to put S. Majority of the times, you don't have to put S. Okay, any other question? Okay, now let's move on to the next part. And before that, I'll just erase or clear all the drawings. Now let's move on to the next part. The next part is summary completion. Now, summary completion is where you may get more distracted. Why? Because it would be a long description, a long lecture, and you will find 4 or 5 questions in a small paragraph. So definitely they'll not be describing word to word. It will be many different things, many different words would be used. But the point is, they may get you distracted, as the questions would be, they would be somewhere far away distant. You can see 31 is here and 32 is here. 33, you have 2 answers, so you need to write very quickly. And then it is 34. So the point is, you have the questions with a distance. And then the majority, the main thing is that it actually describes in detail. The lecture is in detail, and wherein you would feel distracted, you would not be focused, you may lose your focus. So this is what summary completion is, a very long lecture, but compressed in a small paragraph and presented to you as a question task, and you need to attend this question task. The question will be something like this. They would say section 4, questions 31 to 34, complete the summary below, write no more than 2 words for each answer, and here in like this, you will have a paragraph where you would mark the keywords again, the left and right part of the blank, and you will also mark many other keywords as well, especially go for nouns. when you listen to nouns, because nouns cannot be paraphrased. One thing you should keep in mind is nouns cannot be paraphrased. Even pronouns also cannot be paraphrased. So don't make any mistake in that. Wherever you find nouns, just mark them so that you stick to the top. You are somewhere around the top. Okay. Now, let's continue with the question type. Yes, before that, few things to keep in mind. Look for a title, predict the answers, listen for specific information, focus on synonyms and paraphrasing, but this doesn't apply on proper nouns or common nouns. Look out for problematic vocabulary. Problematic vocabulary is in numbers, or you may find a word which is difficult to listen to or which is difficult to identify, presume, and difficult to write the spellings. And finally, watch out for distractors. It may distract you. It may definitely distract you, staying at one part and then eventually jumping on the other part. So it is called as distractors, right? Might be they would be talking about the effects, but eventually they'll just move to the results. And then you would say that, oh God, I was just in the effects and how did it go to the results? Right? So these are the basic strategy to be followed for summary completion. The next one is the question. I would suggest again, if you can just minimize your tab and you can read the complete paragraph, please do that. Otherwise, you will not be able to read the question or the rest of the paragraph at the right hand side. So just make sure you use this facility of minimizing this particular tab, that is the video tab. Okay, I've done that. Okay, so now if I have to take with the strategies, I'm giving you that part. This particular concept is related to Homo sapiens. Just keep that in mind. It is about Homo sapiens. And you need to write only one word. Write one word only. Okay. Now, I guess I should not describe about the strategies because I've already done that. Apply the same strategy here as well. Okay. Your 30 seconds time starts now. It has already started. Read the complete paragraph, mark the keywords, and then you can just, focus on just listening to those particular predicted answers. Okay, so let's start.
Many scientists believe that human ability to speak only emerged around 300,000 years ago with the arrival of Homo sapiens and their ability to create a broad range of vowel sounds that previous hominids were incapable of. But a new study on the vocalization of other primates seems to indicate that the timing of the development of speech may be off by several millennia. It is thought that a primary factor in what defines human speech is the presence of contrasting vowel sounds. The different vowel sounds in totally unrelated words like met, meet, moat, mate, and might is all that differentiates them. It would be impossible to build a language without the variety of words that vowel variation supplies, and it had long been believed that only Homo sapiens had that ability. It has now been discovered that some primates that are around today also have the ability to create quite a few different vowel sounds, and we must have inherited this from a common ancestor. The new argument is not that any group of primates developed language at an earlier stage, but that an ancestor that we share with many primates also had the ability to create a wide range of vowel sounds. So this means that the physical ability for speech may have been around for at least 100 times longer than previously thought, and that the idea that an immediate human ancestor may have used speech cannot be eliminated.
Okay. So can I have the answers, please? Just with the help of a comma, that would be great. If I can have the answers, there are only 4 answers. Okay. Yes. Timing, variety, common, speech. Not sure though. Okay. So, any other participants who would like to answer? I've got only 3. Only 3 participants who have given the answers. Any other participant, please? Okay, timing, variety, and then the third one is missing. That is 33. Okay, let me just take you to the answers. Variety, common, speech. What about the first one? Timing, variety, common. What is the fourth one? Jasmeet, Hema, Zoom user. I don't know what is the name of Zoom user. First one is missing. Yes, of course. First one is missing, Hema. Okay. So the answers are timing, variety, common, speech. This was most probably paraphrased where you would have, listened to a long speech. Yes, time, variety, common, speech. It is actually timing. Dilpreet, the first answer is timing. Okay. And these are the correct answers. They said very clearly describing that. Now, let me just make you understand what did they do. They actually said very clearly about the new study. They said that a new research was conducted on primates where, it showed the timing of this development, right? The timing of this development and that which went wrong or which went to another level. And then a team of linguistic people at the University of Alabama are sure that one of the major requirements of speech is the ability to produce contrasting vowel sounds. And when they said this contrasting vowel sounds, they said very clearly about met, meet, mate, might, and there was also mot, right? So all the vowel sounds were there. So this is the part that they explain, contrasting vowel sounds, and this is readily able to produce, there would not be a wide enough variety of words to form a language. Okay, if you don't do this, then you will not find a variety of words to produce the language. That was there, and that is why the answer is this. And then they talked about the Homo sapiens, which claimed that they were not the only primates. We also had a common ancestor everywhere, a common ancestor who tried to, produce the same type of ability of producing different sounds and then making the other family members realize what type of sound they are trying to make or what is the pronunciation. And related to that, this particular capacity for speech in primates was believed to be have long back. So this is what they said. Now, if I talk about the nouns, okay, the nouns, location, number, then you should have marked this, right? You should have marked this. Homo sapiens is the main one. And then when you talk about millions of years, that was also there. University of Alabama, this is also a keyword. Vowel sounds I've already marked to form a language or to develop a language. So that is again paraphrased. And then they also described about the physical ability to create vowel sounds impacts the development of language. And Homo sapiens is not living primate who make these sounds that a common ancestor also does, which has the same capability. So these were the keywords that you should have marked when you listen to the audio. When Before listening to the audio itself, you must have these keywords already marked in your question paper. So let's consider nouns, we'll consider number, and we also consider the other important verbs. Okay, so when you do this, you are somewhere around the topic and you will not get distracted. You will even be focused on your talk and eventually you'll give the correct answers. Okay, I guess this is very clear, and let me just clear all the drawings and then let's move on to the next part. Okay, so the next part is explaining about the one-on-one live training with our Band 9 teachers who are certified from British Council as well as from IDP, and they are ESL trainers as well. That is the one who can train the other candidates related to IELTS, related to TOEFL or PT or any other English examination, specially required for the other countries. And it is always good to go one-on-one live training where you will have the you will have the access to talk to our trainers, review your queries, and also work on the improvements. So you can practice with them as well. The main factor is you can practice with them, and the another important factor is the feedback. The feedback that you'll get from our expert trainers will help you improve because they are an evaluator and they know well where you have done the mistakes. And when we give you the improvements, you should consider it as improvements, the areas of improvements, and not as mistakes. Clear? So I would suggest please go for a demo session with our trainers and clarify your doubts and then go for the examination. Okay. Now let's move on to the last segment of today's class. Okay. I have a question. Sorry, I didn't have a question. Sorry. Okay. Now we have so can I attend more demo lectures? No, you cannot attend more demo lectures because you will not be allowed to do so. But you can definitely take up a test plan where you can practice and get feedback from our expert trainers. You can do that. Okay. So that will be great. And now moving on to the next section, that is short answer questions. Here, few strategical part is different. That is, read the questions, underline the keywords. So sorry. How can I go for free demo class? Okay, Ravinder, you must have just gone through the form, the Google Doc form that I have sent when we started the class. I'll just do it again. I'm sending you the form. Please fill up the form and then submit it. You will be able to, get a call from our team member and they would arrange a demo session for you. Okay. Now, coming back to the strategies, I would request, please, if you can, thank you so much. Please, if you can give me the questions at the end of the session, right? Please. Now, let's move on to the strategies. The first step is read the questions. The second step is underline the keywords. What are the keywords related to short answer question is the WH questions or the WH question words. These are the major keywords which you should focus on because these will help you in getting the correct answer. Then pay attention to question words. Example, why would usually be a reason and not a place. Step 4, take notes on key information. Step 5, answer the questions and be accurate. The meaning of accurate is match the answer exactly according to the grammatical structure. If it is, fill in the blanks. And be accurate and answer short question is give the correct answer with correct spellings. Okay. Now, next is we have a task for you where the condition is write no more than 3 words for each answer. And I guess you would be able to see, you should be able to see the questions very clearly. We have 4 questions from 27 to 30. Make sure you give correct answers for all. And let's do this. So the first one is, I would just take you to the strategical part. The first one is what? What do Anne and Fergus have to find a way of reducing? They are going to find a way of reducing. So what is that way? What way they want specially to follow the way of reducing? How long does Fergus say the slices need to be in cold water for? How long? So this is going to be the duration. So how many different types of duration can you give? 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 5 hours, 24 hours, 1 day. So this is how long. Okay, but I would suggest you to focus more on the time strategy, the time part. So it can be 24 hours, it can be minutes, it can be related to hours. So focus on that. And then is, what way do the modifications for the project need to be presented in? So what way? Explain the method of the project presentation. Where would you do that? Or in what way would you do that? In what way? Next is, who is going to organize the visit to the factory? Who? Who is going to organize the visit to the factory? So here definitely you will find the name of the person who, or it can be the designation, the manager or the supervisor or related to that. So focus on those keywords. Clear? And okay, thank you. Okay, fine. So we don't have any other question. Now I'm going to play the audio and you should be able to focus on the audio and get the correct answers.
Now, listen and answer questions 27 to 30.
Okay, that flowchart has made everything a lot clearer. Now our project is to come up with some way to reduce the amount of water consumption in the process. How are we going to go about this?
We definitely need to visit a factory ourselves and talk to the people who run the machines. I want to find out why the slices need to be in cold water for 1 minute. This might be a part of the process that we could reduce. Perhaps the conveyor belt could be shorter here if we can, say, get the time down to 30 seconds and save that amount of water.
Or we could recycle the water from that process, which is relatively clean, for the first rinsing step before the potatoes are peeled. What do you think? It's only the stage where the last of the dirt is being taken off.
That's brilliant. Now the assignment doesn't have to be on the part of the process that involves frying and packaging. It is the preparation section that we need to focus on. Once we decide on the modifications to be done to the machine, we have to present them in design form. You are much better at that than me. I can write most of the text to go with it.
That's fine with me, as long as the ideas come from both of us. Fergus, can you also arrange the factory visit? Then we can go together. I can't wait to see the machines in action.
Okay, so can I have the answers, please? This was very easy. Can I have the answers? Just with the help of a comma, that would be great. Okay, Muskan is the one who has given the answer first. That's great. Muskan has given the answers as water consumption, 1 minute, design form, and Fergus. 30 seconds. They didn't say anything about 30 seconds. Prabjot, the first answer is missing. The second one is wrong. The third is somewhat correct. And the fourth one is correct. Water consumption, 1 minute. Machine. No. No, machine is wrong. 1 minute, preparation section, Fergus. No. Ravinder, the first answer, you did not give the answer. The second one is correct. But the third one is wrong and fourth one is correct. Then Raj has given the answer, visit a factory, 1 minute, design form, Fergus. The first one is wrong, then Raj, visit a factory is not possible. So you actually have to listen to the audio properly. What do Anne and Fergus have to find a way of reducing? 1 minute or 1 minute? Okay, I'll give you the answer for that. Abhay, just 1 minute, please. It's Dipple who has given the answers. Water consumption, 1 minute, design, form, and last missing. Oh, okay. Okay, fine. The last is Fergus. Fergus is the answer. Yes. Water consumption, 1 minute, 30-second design. 30-second design. How is it possible 30-second design? And how come you can make a design for only 30 seconds? That's not possible. Jasmeet has given the answer. Water consumption, 1 minute, I minute. It's written I minute. It's not 1 minute design form. Okay, fine. Let's move on to going for the answers. Actually, they said that the format or the modifications, or I would say the format will go in the design form. So you need to write design format, or design form is also correct, but the exact answer is design format. The first one is correct, water consumption. The second one is 1 minute. And the answer is, Abhay, we need to write in words because the instruction were to write no more than 3 words. So I would suggest, rather than writing with number, they may give you wrong. It's always better to follow the instruction, where this is not a universal way of writing the number. So it's completely fine. Just go for ONE 1 MINUTE minute. That's it. Because we have no more than 3 words and we can write the answer in 2 words. 1 minute is completely fine. Okay. Next is the third one is design format, and fourth one is Fergus. And clearly said that, Fergus, can you organize a visit to the factory and later on I will join you so that we can complete the project as soon as possible. Okay. And we can meet the deadline and all those things. The rest of the part I did not keep there. So that was the conversation. We can meet the deadline and we can make sure that we complete the project on time. All those things were there. But I focused when you get the last answer, I focused that I just, complete the recording. Where can we find the recording of this session? I am really very sorry for that. But what you can do is, in case if you want to listen to the recording again or you want to watch the video, you can just go to our YouTube channel, IELTSmaterial.com, and you will find this video later on once we complete the session. Okay, Girish, I hope this is better and you can, go to the video, watch the video again, and you can make sure that you get the answers correctly, or you can listen to the audio properly again. Clear? So this is the end of the presentation and this is the end of our today's class, where we focused on sentence completion, summary completion, and answer short questions. Okay, or I would say short answer questions. Sorry, short answer questions. And tomorrow we are going to focus on the rest of the completion task. I will make you understand what is form completion, table, note, or flowchart, and how they look. So you will come to know that is this a form, or is this a table, or it is a flowchart, or it is a note completion. And you will also be able to understand in which sections, majority of the cases, in which sections will you find these question types. Okay, so you'll be mentally prepared with all the technicality as well. Yes. So tomorrow we'll be doing the second part of completion task. Don't miss out that. You will definitely enjoy it, and all are difficult ones. So you are going to, drain out your energy. And now, if you have any other questions, you can definitely go ahead. You can ask me any question in the chat box. I have ended up the session. I have ended up the screen sharing. And now you can ask me any question related to listening module or reading module or the sections that we have completed. And I'll make sure that I give you the answers. Ma'am, reading heading, we already completed that. Jasmeet Kaur, we already completed that, and you would be able to watch those videos, on the YouTube channel, IELTSmaterial.com, or just type IELTS Material. Just type IELTS material, go to the section live classes. You will be able to watch the previous sessions, the videos of the previous sessions. I'm unable to find day 3 session on YouTube since I missed it. Okay. Day 3 session is actually under a technical part where we are actually, merging a few things in that. So it might take one day. Muskan, you may be able to watch that video by tomorrow. Okay. Any other question, please? Yeah. Thank you so much. Yes. So any other question? Welcome, Ravinder. It was great to have participants like you who are very attentive, giving all the answers and also taking part in the exercises, that is the task, and completing the task. So that's great. Interactive class, I must say. Yes, thank you so much, Jasmeet. Bye, and we'll meet tomorrow. Okay. So in case if you do not have any question, we would end up the session and we would meet tomorrow. But again, don't forget to take up a demo session with our expert trainers where you would be able to get all the answers related to your queries, and the trainer will also make sure that you get a very good clarification about the modules as well, or about the examination. In case if you have any question related to computer based or paper based, you can definitely go ahead. Okay. So don't forget to take up a demo session, and do visit our website to book a demo session with us, which is www.ieltsmaterial.com. Bye, Dimple. Bye. Bye, Abhay. Thank you so much. Good night to you as well. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye. Bye, everyone.